Um, Welcome to another Dad versus the Chalice run through. Um, so it's been a while since I've broadcast anything. It's just been really busy. It's been a couple of weeks, but a lot has happened in the upcoming world, or what a lot will be happening in the upcoming world or upcoming Bloodborne DLC and update. So there's some pretty substantial DLC coming our way. The Old Hunters, many people have probably already talked about it, which is awesome. Really excited about it. Fetch for Life has information on DLC weapons, which is pretty cool. Everybody's excited about a bow. I saw a video posted there and linked out to, I believe it was Jewel Shockers, that showed the bows, the arrows used in the bow does take away from bullets. So that was interesting to see. One, that they're not introducing a new mechanic or a new way to access bows, well, arrows, but that it also uses the bullets that we already have access to. So we should be able to use blood bullets and all that cool stuff for the arrows. So that's just really exciting. But beyond that, this is my which dungeon is this? I forget which one I'm on, but I'm on my arcane build character. As you can see, vitality 30, endurance 30, strength 20, skill 15, bludgeoning 5, arcane 95. I really could have stopped with my arcane at 50 or so, but chose to continue to level it up a little bit. And I'm going to go to 99 before I stop. So let's get to it. Alright, so died there. As you can hear from the background, so my daughter was playing with her little toy, so I took my hand off the controller and off the TV for a minute, so I died. But really excited about the League addition to the DLC. So per recent news, there's an update called the League, which will give players a new way to access both co-op and also access NPCs to help with co-op. So if you're on a really tough dungeon and the communities aren't helping you out, or the communities aren't a way in which you feel you can get additional help, then you can use your co-op. It's called the League Cane that you should be able to get item. And with that League Cane, then you should be in a position to call NPC characters to help you. I'm not sure if these are going to be new characters. I assume that they will be. I'm assuming they'll be hunters from the Old Hunters DLC that even players who don't purchase the DLC will be able to access. It's been confirmed that the League will be open to all players, and so it's not going to be restricted to DLC players. Everyone will be able to access it. And so I'm really excited about how this is going to work. They talk about the leaderboards, and I wonder if the leaderboards will be leaderboards for people who are assisting with co-op. Let me go back a little bit. So the League itself seems to be for players who are interested more in co-op than PvP, and I'm guessing to an extent PvE. One thing that I've been pretty excited about the communities update is the communities giving me the opportunity to access a couple of different groups of people who are playing Bloodborne that aren't necessarily on my friends list, and my friends list has actually expanded a little bit because of the communities, which has been pretty cool. A couple of communities that I subscribe to: Seekers of the Night, Hunters of the Old Blood. It was Hunters of the Night, Seekers of the Old Blood, Bloodborne's Finest. These communities, if you're a Bloodborne player and are looking for people to co-op with, these communities are pretty good for co-op and PvE, PvP, and each of them has at least 1,500 members that are registered in the communities. A couple of them actually have over 3,000 members registered in the community, which is really nice. So oftentimes what I'll do is I'll get on there and I'll put out a message on at least one or two of the community boards and say, hey, if you need help, message me your password, and message me your Chalice code, or message me with the boss that you're needing help on. And that's been pretty helpful. It's a great way, I think, to connect with other members of the community who are playing the game. And like I said, my friends list has expanded because of people requesting help there, and me requesting help there. And it's just a fun way, because I really enjoy playing the bosses in this game. The bosses are a lot of fun, and going through other folks' games to play the bosses is pretty awesome, especially when you jump into a new game plus or new game plus and have the chance to fight bosses that are much higher level than the ones you've fought previously. I really like jumping in other people's games, particularly if they're new game plus, because the boss is oftentimes harder. You get more blood echoes, and at this point with most of my characters, I'm leveling them up a little bit here and there, but it's not a necessity. It's more of a just personal preference. This character that I'm on with the arcane build, I was planning on stopping at 100, but have since decided why not go to 99. And with the DLC, also saw that there's going to be a Moonlight Blade added, and I get the sneaking, my spider sense is tingling that the DLC and that particular, the Moonlight Blade or Moonlight Sword, will be your arcane blade. And if it is, I'm going to be really happy to be able to swing it around on this build. People oftentimes discount builds that aren't strength builds, which I can understand completely why. I have a buddy of mine who plays a strength build, and pointed out, and it's absolutely valid. Once you get the Litwood's Holy Blade and you level it up a couple levels, it really makes every other weapon kind of just weak in comparison. Not saying that it's not fun to use, but just weak in comparison. Because I'm playing the arcane build right now. Part of the reason why I'm playing the arcane build is because I already have a strength build on one of my characters, and I wanted to try some different weapons, and I want to give some other items a try. I mean, the strength build, you can use items, sure, but the arcane build lets you use some of the magic items, and there's always that hope that they will eventually buff the magic again, or even give us more magic items to use. Where'd that guy come from? So that's my hope with this character, is that there will be more utility added by way of the DLC, and also the leagues. But essentially, I am running through this character to clear out the final chalices to get to the Yarnum Queen, and I'm doing this because I haven't had the chance to do that on this particular character. I've done it on some of my other characters. So trying to clear that on this character. Damn it. That jump, that dash is killing me. I usually don't target these guys. I usually just run in and attack them because there's so many of them. And I don't ever want to get surrounded by them by not being able to pull the target lock off a particular character. So, but anyway, so I'm clearing this dungeon so that I can unlock the other really high level dungeons and also high level items through the dungeons. as you can see, I definitely try to make sure to take use of my arcane items. But this is just a side room to be able to pick up a couple things. Really doesn't have any purpose other than more material for rituals, and on occasion you get a cool weapon or something out of the chest. So getting back to the DLC, particularly the League, one of my hopes is that with the Vile Bloods you get a registry. I'm hoping that you also get a registry with the co-op players that help people co-op a lot. That's actually one of the things I actually enjoy the most about this game is the co-op. Being able to join people's games and help them with things. But I also, on this character in particular, this character I PvP more on this character than any other character. I think it's just fun to use the arcane items, especially more so in PvP than PvE. Not to say that it isn't cool or isn't fun, but I just enjoy doing it more in PvE on this particular character. I've had a couple people try to invade my game when I was on my Bloodborne character, and oddly enough, they're usually carrying the Evelyn, which is interesting, but I don't get the sense that they have any blood tinge put into it, because a lot of times they'll shoot me. I don't take a lot of damage, but my blood tinge on that character is really high, so if someone were to shoot me, it wouldn't take a lot of damage away. But anyway, but with the leagues, I do hope that it adds some additional weapons beyond the cane. The cane seems to be more of a item to use to call people into your game, much like the ringing the bell, or even ringing the bells. So I'm really hoping that it the DLC for the League particularly comes with new areas to explore, because they did say that the League is open to all players and not just those who purchase the DLC. So everybody should be able to enjoy it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. My speculation is that they will continue to go and will continue to tweak, hopefully, and fix some of the matchmaking. Typically I have no issue matchmaking with people, and the short routes have started to work for me. They were not working before. So there are times where people will send me codes and I put in the short route and just wait a long time. What I've since started doing is trying to make sure I make the Chalice and also use the short route bell to try to get into co-op with other folks. It's been working more often recently, but anyway, my sense my understanding also is that the League will be a covenant itself, so much like the other 3 covenants in the game. It'll be a fourth covenant that you'll be able to get. I'm curious if the new character, much like the other characters from kind of the other covenants, you'll obviously be able to get new armor associated with that covenant. And so I'm excited about that. I'm always excited about new armor. I wonder if the Moonlight Blade itself would be a reward for working within the Covenant, much like Dark Souls 2, where the more you do in the Covenant, you get special items. So I wonder if it will be something like that to encourage everyone to use the Covenants, or if it's going to be just a separate item that you get as a part of the DLC or the story around the League. So that'll be exciting to see kind of how that works. Spiders. Whoa, about to get surrounded. Gotta go. Alright, that happens. And that's embarrassing when that happens. That's a little embarrassing. Oh yeah, I'd have to end up doing that. But anyway, So the other thing that I'm hopeful about the leagues themselves is that they really do give us an opportunity to kind of reconnect back to the communities themselves. Like I said, the communities have been really awesome and have been really helpful for me in finding people who are still playing the game. I know a buddy of mine commented that he was once he got on the communities, he was really excited because he saw a whole bunch of other people playing the game, and he thought that people had stopped playing the game because people on his friends list were not playing. But once he started the community up, he realized there were a lot of people still playing this game, a lot of people really enjoying it, and it kind of encouraged him to kind of not really go back to the game, but encouraged him to play a little bit more. I think that's one thing about the Souls games. It's the communities themselves that keep the games going. I recently rebooted Demon Souls back up and didn't realize that online was still connected. I know at one point the community was asking from to make sure to keep keep everything open. But booted it up the other day and realized that people are still on that game, or at least it appeared to me because I saw Souls going through the game as we were online, as I was online. So really excited about, like I said, the leagues. I, as a co-op person, really looking forward to the new people that I will meet while playing the leagues, and really hope that everyone else really enjoys playing through the leagues as well and doing that cool stuff. So with that, so I've gotten the item in this part of the dungeon, so I'm going to head back and clear the dungeon proper and beat the boss and then get to it. So here we go. Always gotta watch these corners. They have guys in there. I got those guys down. I know a lot of people, I don't say a lot of people, but I can honestly say that I thought that people really hated the Chalice dungeons, but I think people actually do like them. I actually like them a lot. I actually go through them and fight the bosses in them regularly, and I actually prefer to fight the bosses in the Chalice dungeons with people than I do the bosses through the single player. I just find them more challenging, especially in the upper level, higher level dungeons, and it's just a lot more fun. So that guy went straight through that. Now, fighting the bosses in the New Game Plus is a lot of fun too, but fighting bosses in Chalice is a lot of fun. So this is a pretty standard layout for this dungeon, the regular dungeon. And I am here in this part of it to open a door so I can get to the boss. I know people are always interested in the lore of the dungeons and kind of what that means. I didn't really connect the dots until recently. I was listening to Bonfireside Chat, and they were talking about hold on a sec, baby alert. So they were talking about a couple different characters and made the connection between the bloodletting beast and oh wait, hold on a second here. These guys are probably gonna kill me. I knew it. That flame hand is just deadly. It is deadly. But anyway, so let's see. Definitely not gregarious. So I am trying to find that item. Anyway, so connection between the bloodletting beast and not the oh gosh, I always forget his freaking name. But the head that we find in Amelia's church, in Amelia's area, and the bloodletting beast, that being the head of that head that we touch, the skull that we touch, being the head of oh man, oh, this is bothering me so much that I can't remember. Too early in the morning, maybe eat my Wheaties or something. But anyway, one of the main characters for the church, I want to say for the church, and that bloodletting beast, him perhaps being trapped down here somehow due to the corruption of the blood, and definitely not Ludwig, because we're supposed to actually see and fight Ludwig in the DLC, but anywho. So getting back here, again, these flame priests always mess me up pretty badly. Their flame attack is pretty hardcore, and I forgot that that guy was even there. Didn't even see him until he started beating me up that last round. So, got him down. Alright, so I got that one down. I got one more. I think I'm gonna have to actually fall on and try to hit this guy. Interesting thing is, I wasn't paying attention to either of them giving my blood echoes back. I don't believe either of them did. So it's probably around here somewhere else. But anyway. Ah, there they are. Aha. Sneaky, sneaky. I would have gone on, not seeing that that guy had got me. So I know where this door is now. So down here in this spot. So there will be a hole somewhere around here, and in that hole will be one of those crazy crackhead guys or a rolling guy. No, it's not going to be here because this is under that circle. But one of those spaces, probably on the opposite end of the map, will yield a lock for the door. Open that up and get to the boss and clear this out. Usually what I do here, since I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna run and span the door, and I'm gonna run out. The thing about this, a lot of times I don't like dealing with that fat rolling guy. There are pains in the ass. Those dogs are actually following you pretty far. So now the door's open. Go to the boss and knock this out. But anyway, like I said, I'm really excited about the League. I'm really excited about having new opportunities to co-op. I'm excited about the new characters. I'm excited about the new Covenant and the prospect of getting new weapons and making it easier to do the thing that I enjoy the most in the game, which is the co-op, or the co-op aspect of the game. I'm not sure which boss this is, but I believe it's a bloodletting beast. I beat this a couple times and I'm just going to go back. So I'm going to just run back into the Hunter's Dream, boost my weapon, or repair my weapon, and then get rid of some of these souls, and then come back and beat the boss. Coming up on 27 minutes, so I give myself 5 minutes to beat this boss. Another 5 minutes or so. So, repair both of those. And again, like I said, my goal is to get this character's arcane to 99, and then I'm going to just be done with it. So, go ahead and 2 more levels. So 2 more levels on this character, and this character is completely done. Not going any further than that. Again, just want a fun character that has high arcane. And I don't think I've ever maxed out arcane on any character or magic on any Souls game. I like that 99 is the max for this. So I ran into a couple of people who actually have the max level in this game, 99 and everything. Pretty much just gives them access to obviously all the weapons, and they can use everything at its best. So, you know, if that's what you like to do, then that's cool. I can understand it too, given that you end up collecting so many blood echoes. At a certain point, it's just like, you know, you can't use them on anything. You have everything maxed out. You just are collecting blood echoes, and, you know, it's not uncommon at this point in the game's life cycle that, you know, there are people with multiple characters, and even people who have multiple low-level characters that they're running around with. Ran into one guy, he has several characters in that 20 to 50 range, at least 6 or 7. I was surprised. Okay, yeah, bloodletting beast. Character is big enough that I can actually use that. Go ahead. So that's a little embarrassing. But give it another quick shot here. And I got another 2 minutes. So, interesting boss. This boss typically is my, I call it my Achilles heel. This bloodletting beast, both versions, the headless and the one with the head, both of the two that tend to give me the most difficulty. You know, not a good idea to lock onto this boss. I'm gonna try not to. That was embarrassing. And my daughter's grabbing something. No. I'm getting juggled here. So, alright, let me back up. Alright, let's get to it. That stomp I'm getting. There's no reason I'm letting him hit me with that stomp. Damn it. And baby issues. So I'm fighting the boss and looking over and my daughter's grabbing something she shouldn't be grabbing. So that ends this run. I'm not going to be able to beat it here, so I'm going to have to just call it. That whole daddy versus man, being a gamer and doing the parent thing and husband thing and the daddy thing it's tough. And sometimes you die because you're running to get kids when you should be paying attention to bloodletting beasts beating you in the face. So with that, I'm out. Have a good day wherever you are. Hope all is well and that you're enjoying your gaming, whatever it is.